Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. So today's video is going to be about whether or not true love exists. So I believe in my whole heart that true love does exist. And I feel like there are some stipulations to it. I feel like some people's idea of what true love is might not be what true love really is. So for me, I believe that true love exists in a lot of different ways. I feel like when it comes to loving yourself, there's a way to fully love yourself, and that could be considered true love. I feel like there's true love between a mother and their child, a father and their child, but most definitely I believe that there is such a thing as true love between two individuals. So when it comes to true love, I think there are a few steps that each of us need to take before we can actually find true love, mainly because I feel like you have to fully love yourself for someone else to love you. And by fully loving yourself, I mean you have to look in the deepest, darkest corners of yourself and find love for all the things that are you. So if you can't love yourself, then you most definitely aren't going to find someone else that loves you. And what I mean by that is if you don't fully love yourself, you're not going to share your full self with someone. So therefore, someone's not going to be able to love all of you. They're going to love the parts of you that you share because one, maybe you have insecurities that you don't want to share with them. When it comes to that type of stuff, if you're not sharing all of your insecurities with them, then they're not going to be able to show you that they love you for all of your insecurities. So when it comes to true love, I think that a lot of us will hold on to our idea of what true love is instead of searching deep down in ourselves and trying to find love for ourselves. A lot of us try to find love for ourselves by finding other people that love us, and then in the end we realize that that's not the way to find love for ourselves. So when it comes to finding true love, I think that each and every single one of us really need to work a little bit harder on discovering what we are and who we love and who we are inside so that we can love ourselves fully. I feel like when I look at my past loves that I've been in, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to those relationships, I don't feel like they could ever exist in my current life just because I've grown so much since those relationships to where I don't believe that I would have allowed someone like those people into my life now. Just because I've had to dig down really deep and try to find my insecurities and heal those. And for a lot of us, those things might be things that have developed from our childhood or from past relationships that went really bad and we just developed these insecurities. I know that when I was in relationships, when things didn't work out, a lot of times I just dug down deep and I was just like, there's something wrong with me. And I felt like any insecurity I had just kind of blew up in my face and was like, it was because of this, it was because of that. And honestly, it has nothing to do with those things. A lot of times love doesn't work out between two people because of people's insecurities or their inability to communicate with each other. Like I've said in so many different videos, communication is key. So when it comes to finding someone that will really truly love you, you have to understand that you have to really truly love yourself first. I know that when it comes to some of my insecurities, one of the things that I am insecure about is intelligence. So I dealt with things when I was growing up where my dad kind of always told me when I was doing something wrong and never really congratulated me for doing anything right. So for me, I just always felt like I was never good enough. So that is an insecurity that I really have to work on if I'm ever going to be in a successful relationship with someone, just because you never want to be in a relationship with someone where you just don't feel good enough or you don't feel smart enough. I know that I've talked to a lot of really intelligent people, and it does make me feel a little bit insecure when they're starting to talk about things that I really don't understand. But I've gotten to the point where I realize that that's where my insecurities came from, and that's something that I need to work on. It's not the person that I'm talking to's fault that they are a little bit smarter than me. And honestly, when it comes to intelligence, I do believe that we're all intelligent in certain fields. So when I'm talking to someone who's practiced law, of course they're going to know a little bit more about law than I do. When I'm talking to someone who's a doctor, of course they know the medical terms better than I do. I didn't study that. So when it comes to intelligence, yes, it's something that I'm insecure about, but it's something that I'm constantly working on. And I feel like when I'm in relationships with someone or have friends around me, I'm constantly absorbing more knowledge from what they're talking to me about. So I'm definitely one of those people that I feel like I surround myself with really intelligent people, which sometimes makes me feel a little bit insecure, but I'm also the type of person that I don't want to be the smartest person in the room because I believe that I can always learn more. So as long as I can find someone that wants to date me and understands that, yes, that is one of my insecurities. Yes, it's something that I'm working on. And yes, I do want to absorb information from them just because I do want to learn about the things that they're passionate about. Another thing that I'm insecure about is money. So when it came to money, my family always said that that is like the number one thing that you should always focus on. Now that I'm older, I realize that it's not that important when it comes to love and relationships and friendships and stuff like that. Just because money is the thing that I feel like is the evil when it comes to the focus that you have. I know that money itself is not evil, but a lot of times if you only focus on that, like if it's the only thing that you're striving towards, if you're trying to gain more money, a lot of times you forget that there's people that you are hurting because you're pushing them out of your life or pushing them down to get to your goal of money. So for me, money has always been something that I haven't really run towards. A lot of times when it comes to the work that I do, I feel like I'd rather build relationships with the people around me than destroy them. So for me, if money comes my way, then I'm thankful for it, but it's not something that I'm running towards just because I feel like a lot of times when it comes to money, it's not that great. If you have tons of money, but you've lost all your friends and don't have a relationship, then what's the point of having it? So yeah, one thing that you want to do is realize that you do have insecurities, and those are things that you need to work on as a person. So you need to dig down deep, figure out what your insecurities are, and then heal those, because you don't want to bring it into the relationship and destroy your chances of finding someone. When it comes to love at first sight, I mean, I feel like that's something that I felt with multiple different people, but then once you start to get to know the people, maybe you realize that you aren't as compatible. So yes, I do believe that love at first sight. I think that you can definitely fall for someone. And honestly, I would love to feel that way with someone and then it actually grow into something instead of it getting to the point where you're like, oh, we really aren't that similar and we're not gonna work out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. If you haven't already, make sure you go check me out on my other social medias. I have Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.